What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys, well, with another market watch today. Guys, before we begin, Konami hit recently 10,000 cards. 10,000 cards in their library. So not only are these market watches a lot harder for me because I have 10,000 choices, but they're a lot more fun because we have 10,000 amazing cards to pull from. 10,000 beautiful cards to look at. Konami commemorated this by posting all these cards in a subway station. I guess that's a very Japanese thing to do. And it just showed all the cards. I mean, this is amazing to see 10,000 Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and it's just really cool. And people are looking at it. I really wish they did something like this all over the place. I don't think they should have did this just in like a Tokyo train station. You don't celebrate by having something so amazing just in one station. Hopefully Konami will make an event out of this. It'd be really cool to see that, and I think it'd be really amazing if we had like a special event where every OTS gets like maybe their own promo card or something really cool to commemorate 10,000 cards just hanging out in a station. It's just something I think once again Konami should definitely do more of. I love how this guard is looking at this guy like, this is the guard guarding all these cards. My guy, you're not gonna save a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh players from going and grabbing these cards. One guard. Anyway, moving forward to the market watch, guys. Before we get to one say, guys, please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'd like to know what you guys think about all these cards, and I'd like to know what you guys think about the future potential of hitting 20,000, and maybe Konami doing an event for that one. Look at Fiend Sanctuary coming out of Champions Pack 5. This card had many recent reprints. The original print version, I mean, the higher print version at Champions Pack 5, Ultra Rare is holding a $17 market price. Looking at it, it's almost bought out, to be honest with you. Remember, this is a Champion Pack 5 card. This isn't just some card just laying about. The Champion Pack 5 version of the card is currently roughly around $23. That's one listing. The next listing is $23. And the one after that is roughly around $45. Now, once again, like I said, there are other versions. One of the cheaper ones have been reprinted in the Legendary Collection Kaiba as a secret rare. It's about a quarter, less than $1. But Champion Pack 5s are just really hard to come by. And the cards in them are relatively expensive. I mean, really expensive. Like, wow, why is this so expensive? But why do I want this badly expensive? And looking at Fiend Sanctuary, it's no different. Wouldn't be surprised if this card eventually gets brought out in the market, even though they do have a high rarity secret rare. The Ultra Rare coming in Champion Pack 5. That's what collectors are probably going to be wanting to go after. Then we have Into the Void. I've been talking about this card non-stop, and now we're seeing something really unique. And hopefully you guys start selling yours, because this card's really good, but probably going to get limited by the ban list. And holding it at one point $18, as I talked last I talked about it, the card's now going down in value. Into the Void out of Bow's Legends of Lightning Revenge is holding a $17 market price, and the price point for Neiman First Edition, the Ultra version, is under $17. The card's gonna start dropping. Now is the card gonna go down to $1 again? No, not yet. Only when Konami limits this card, which is inevitable in my case. I think it's gonna happen. Looking at other versions, Ultra Rare version went up higher. Of course it did. They're harder to get. You can't really replenish Shining Darkness Ultimate Rare versions Into the Void. But with a $28 market price, the actual lightly play unlimited price point is $42. First edition is $45. Not so easy. But this is still a phenomenal card. It's a beautiful looking card. And it's definitely gonna get hit and go to limited. As far as cards that look really nice, Storm Dragon Return's really nice. Prismatic version out of Rising Rampage. The market price somehow says $1.22. I think that's a glitch in the system. TCG Play, you might want to fix that. But Neiman First Edition versions are about $69 to almost $70 for this card. Now, when this card first came out, it was roughly around $80, $86 roughly. And to be 100% honest with you guys, it's just not worth it. But here's the weird thing. And I really want to just rewind with Storm Dragon Return being a prismatic and stuff like that. We have Appaloosa Prismatic. It's about $500, 5 price points. Marisa's Seahorse, $164, 20 price points. Windcharger Verdant, $250, 14 price points. And then we go down to Storm Dragon's Return. Market price is $57. It shows it here somehow. The Neiman version is about $69, giggity. And the price point is actually 13 prices listed. 13 prices of Storm Dragon's Return Prismatic. Once again, I don't think this card's an amazing card. In fact, I think this card's pretty bad. But I will say a Prismatic out of a core set, if there is hype behind the Prismatics, there's only two sides of Prismatics as far as core sets, as far as I'm concerned. We have two things happening, and I'll go over the easy one before I go over the long one. The easiest one is someone's artificially buying up prismatics. They're doing that in order to increase the prismatic price points, making them harder, making them wanted, so the next prismatic comes out, more sealed product gets bought because we want to crack and grab the prismatic. You see how that works? More hype, more anticipation, more excitement to play the prismatic lottery. I don't really like that lottery, but Yu-Gi-Oh players do. You know, then again, I don't play the lottery. People still do, okay? And that's what prismatic hype really is, it comes down to. That's one. Or number two, on the other hand, we have the same effect that happened with Ghost Rares. When Ghost Rares first came out, if you guys are old like me, you know that Ghost Rares Stars Dragon, when it first came out, hit some really dumb numbers. Not prismatic dumb numbers, because Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't as big as it is currently right now, but pretty dumb numbers nevertheless. It hit insanely high numbers for cards that weren't as good. It just is what it is, okay? It was one Ghost Rare, not several prismatics, but one Ghost Rare, and it was a very wanted and expensive card. Well, I'm not sure if you guys realize this. I definitely the older players instantly know this, but Ghost Rare's value dropped. Obviously not the iconic Stardust Dragon or Black Rose Dragon. They did went down, but not to like, you know, easy look in your dollar binder or easy trade bait. No. There was still value, but they did went down. Well, what happened? Gold rush time, boys. You see, the more players get involved in this game, and this game is definitely growing, the more players that our eyes are looking at these cards, the more people want them because they're harder to get. I want what you don't have, and you definitely want what I don't have, because now you have something over me. And that's what the mentality is with a lot of these cards. Yu-Gi-Oh players want the nice cards. Some, I mean, I'm a collector. I'm not sure if I ever even showed you guys my collection on here, but there's people that do like that, and that's totally fine. Either one's totally cool. But collectors like that because they want to show it, because maybe they reminisce, or maybe they just want, because at one point in their life they're gonna have it. I'm okay with all this. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is the value of prismatics will eventually, inevitably, go down. As you can players figured about these cards, and Konami keeps bringing us a shiny new toy, we're gonna want that. We're gonna want the shiny new toy. And maybe, you know what? Maybe the game's so big where it might not happen. It might not go back down. That is a good possibility. A very real possibility I 100% acknowledge. But the fact of the matter is, Konami always finds a way to get us to care about the next newest, nicest thing, and everything else just goes down. Now, of course, with these market watch channels, it's really hard for the prices to really kind of go down, while the people like me and other paisanos pointing out these cards constantly and going, hey, watch that card. But it is something that you want to take into consideration when looking at buying cards, singles, old singles, new singles. I mean, once again, Fiend Sanctuary from Champion Pack 5. When was the last time you looked up this card and said, I wonder how much is Ultra Rare Fiend Sanctuary? Well, that's the point. At one point, this card was highly wanted, highly sorted, and now highly forgotten. Soul Dragon Return, it's a card everyone's looking at because it's relatively new. That's what I'm trying to point at, paisanos, and that's what I think with these prismatic. Up next, we got prismatic. No, not so prismatic. Marine says Coral Anemone. The price point currently is roughly around $17. This card is going down, stabilizing at $17 in the current market price. Why, you say? Who said that? Who said that? Card price is roughly around $25 recently, but with the Marine Says hype going down, values on cards like Coral Anemone, which at one point was one of the most expensive cards in the set, is dropping. Now, I'm going to say bluntly, and I think I'm not alone here, Marine Says is a phenomenal deck. In fact, post Banlist, this deck is still good. Konami's not gonna go, okay, we hit Orcus, Strikers, but what about Marine Says? They're not gonna do that. At least I don't think they are. I mean, they haven't made the money off Swap Frag, which they need to reprint already. So I don't know. But what I do know is this is still a phenomenal deck, and if Konami locks out certain cards, cook up a little dance moves here and there, well, Marine Says is gonna be back on top that fast. It's that real of a deck. And if you know how to play against the deck, by the way, you have a hard time playing against the deck. You have to go after the field spell before you actually go after the monsters, inherently, of course, by using ways to dance around their amazing effects. And they can reset that same board every single turn with a limited amount of cards. Once again, like I said, paisanos, Marine Says is really good, but nobody cares about them because we have so many other decks. But the minute those decks, like the minute Zoo died and Draco's was like the team 1.5 because Zoo was like so insanely broken, but Draco's rose up and other decks rose up as well because the big dog's gone. Well, right now the big dog's Orcus, and we're about a month out from Orcus being Gonzo. So what do you think's gonna happen? I kind of know what's gonna happen. Decks like Marines have a more better chance when the big decks are slapped. When we see hits of Thunder Dragons, when we see hits of Orcus, and maybe even when we see hits of Strikers. And these are real hits. And I think Marines has a great chance. I'm not sure, I'm not saying to go in and buy them now. No. Don't stop a falling building. Let it fall, then grab the pieces. And when Marine says this building is falling, we're just seeing some debris right now. In fact, can we just look at Swap Frog Ultimate Rare? Because it's a gorgeous Ultimate Rare. Swap Frog, I always say Frag, by the way. I don't know if anyone catches that, but I try to say Frog. Swap Frog Ultimate Rare coming out of OTS Tournament Pack 3 is an $86 card. Well, you can get as low as $79. Hooray! Value. This card's still relatively high in the market, and the reason why it's still relatively high in the market because it's just so hard to get. There's only Ultimate Rare and Common out of Starter's Overdrive. Obviously, I'm not sure I have to explain it to someone use, but that's new, Revelation. No, that's all we have. And with the recent release of OTS Tournament Pack 12, actually, OTS Tournament Pack 12, this card should have been super rare, no brainer. In fact, I'll go over another deck card that should have been reprinted in there, but we'll talk about that later on in this video. But Swap Frog needs a reprint. Konami, I see you got a set coming out in March. Can you fit a Swap Frog in there? We kind of haven't had a reprint since OTS Tournament Pack 3. And before that, Starter's Overdrive. And Starter's Overdrive is older than some of your players. Can we just get this going? Looking at Kitchen Dragon Maid, the waifu tax warden has finally left town and value is dropping. Kitchen Dragon Maid coming out of Mystic Fighters is holding a $39 price point, but we're seeing it down around roughly $31. I ain't gonna lie, these Italian Dragon Maids are, man, they're tempting. Man, like, it's annoying because I want them. I want them badly, by the way. I'm not sure about you guys. I mean, I have, you know me personally, I have German deck cores. I don't have Italian deck core, and I would love to have Italian Dragon Maid deck core. But $31? No. The price, by the way, of this card a couple of days ago, if that, was roughly around $40. In fact, I even said on this videos, on my past videos, I'm probably gonna list mine. I haven't done it yet because I've been running around, but I highly recommend you still list yours. The value is still falling. I'm just hoping, and I'm not sure if you guys are, but I definitely I'm hoping that Italian Dragon Maids go down so I could buy a nice little deck core of Italian. It's a fun deck core to buy and to have. It's just great, and I really do like it a lot. Hopefully you guys like Dragon Maids. They're probably my favorite new casual deck. Definitely not meta, but if you get a casual group of players, you bring in Dragon Maidens, you're weird flexing your casual play group. Then we have Nurse Dragon Maid, another card out of Mystic Fighters with a $27 market price. The card literally shot to $27 and stabilized the current price point of roughly around $22. And there's the Italian ones. Once again, they're very tempting, Italians. You Italians, you're very tempting, but I ain't falling for what you're trying to do to me. Wait until the value drops. The value is gonna drop, it's inevitable. It's going to drop. It's already doing it, and we're seeing more and more and more. People that wanted the Dragon Maids right at the gate wanted to pay that hefty waifu tax. They paid it. A lot of it, by the way, around Christmas time, which says about morality. But with that said, we're gonna see Dragon Maids now start to tank. Within a month or two, I really want to see these price points of these cards. Some of them are gonna be dollar binded specials. Some of them are already dollar binded specials. And then we're gonna talk about going in and grabbing Dragon Maidens Italian for your weird flex on your play group. Mardell Generated Boss Light is actually stabilizing, not going up in value. With the current price point is $11, the card's actually settling roughly around almost near $11. Why, you say? Because this card's absolutely crazy. A buddy of mine talked to me about this yesterday and talked about how you just go into Lone Fire Blossom to Mardell. Mardell says you're going to control one Mardell Generator the Boss Light. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Generator card, or, this is the important part, one plant monster from your deck to your hand except Mardell Generator Boss Light. You're going to use the effect once per turn. So you Lone Fire, go Mardell, Mardell's effect lets you add a plant card, basically. And we're talking about like more plant spam. By the way, yes, Mardell is a plant. It's a light plant, and it's a good card. I think it's a card that, once again, a lot of people overlooked, including myself, by the way. I own one of these, and I'm definitely not getting rid of mine. I love plants, and I wish plant links were a thing. Just like plant synchro was a thing, because I think that deck is super fun. Obviously, those playing against the deck didn't have a good time, but playing the deck, oh my god, it's a great time. It's just fun, and if you guys ever played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It was a really fun deck. No Material at Dark Neostorm, holding a $19 price point. Our limited versions are roughly around $17. You got name and first editions roughly around $19. But the thing about No Material, and I'm still gonna say it, it's still a phenomenal card. A lot of people are sleeping about it, and for a while, I'll be honest, I thought it was really bad too. In fact, when it was at 35, I thought a little bit more about how bad it was, being the fact that the card was insanely overpriced and not really needed. We saw it in a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players decks and a lot of top pro players decks, but realistically speaking, it just didn't fit. And now with No Material being how it is right now, low in value, I think it fits. I think it's a good card. I think it's a good card to pick up. I own a playset. I've been owning a playset for a while. I posted, if you guys follow me on Instagram. If you don't, links to be down below. But I grab my no material, and I highly recommend you go in and grab yours before the meta needs this card again, and the value goes back up to $35. I think it's inevitable at this point. The card's absolutely insane. Shadow of Fusion, secret rare coming out of Shadows of Valhalla. Is a gorgeous secret rare. If you ever seen one, if you ever held one, it's beautiful. In fact, Shadow of Fusion out of Shadows of Valhalla with a $3 price point. The market price is showing to be around $3. The card was $1 buying a special for a while. Well, I think the reason why this card's going up in value, and you have the other versions. You could get the original Print Tools Alliance version of Shadow of Fusion. That's also around $3. I personally like max rarity, but I don't. Original prints, sure, but max, I mean, look at the secret Shadow of Fusion before you buy super rare, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This one is so much better, and this card's it's the same price point. Now, I think this card's going to be up a little more higher in value as we get the Show Structure Deck coming out this February. If you guys don't know about what's going to be in that, check out my previous video in which I talk about a certain card or cards that are currently on our ban list that we might be getting off the Shadow structure deck coming out in February. So keep an eye for that video. It just recently came out. Check it out. I talk about it in detail. But this card right here, secret rare, $3, it'll go higher. I think it'll go a lot higher. I mean, there's a lot of listings in the market. That's totally fine. I still think it's going to go higher. As Yu-Gi-Oh! Players get hyped up and pumped for Shadows, if the OCG drops a Shadow deck that top one of their tournaments, the value goes up. And I mean, yes, 100% based off hype. I agree with you 100%. I'm not saying to hoard Shadow Fusion secret rares. I'm just saying if you have a lot like I do, I have about, I'm going to say 30 of these. Not on purpose, but because I bought a lot of Shadows of Valhalla. Yeah, I'm going to hold 3. And I'm going to wait to the spike and then drop them on the market. What are you going to do with yours? Then we have Trapcheck coming out Shadow Fusion. Trapcheck with $11.50 market price is actually unlimited price point at $12. Versus Russians roughly around the same price, around $12. Wow, this card says literally any normal trap that's good, this card just fetches out. A fetch card. Now, you might not know that phrase, and in fact, you hear it from another YouTuber, they probably got it from me or from where I got it from, which is Magic the Gathering. There's something called fetch lands. And Magic the Gathering uses lands, all this goofy stuff, but fetch lands are very expensive because they fetch you the land you want. Trapcheck is a fetch trap. I know, no one ever said that? Yeah, but it is though. It literally, you activate it and you just grab any trap you want and you bring it on the board. A fetch trap and a Magic the Gathering fetch lands. I'm gonna save you the whole Google about Magic the Gathering and fetch lands. They're worth a good amount of money. In fact, Wizards of the Coast, up until their recent reprints, the cards were going for a ton of cash, and you need 4 of them. Well, Trapcheck, I think inevitably you're gonna want 3, minimum 2, definitely 3 for Trapcheck. Because they are a fetch trap. In fact, I'm waiting for Konami to reach fetch spells. I'm waiting for them to release a deck core that's fetch monsters. But for fetch traps, yeah, this is value. This is big. Even though it has an ultra rare reprint, which originally at one point was $4 upon release. Ultra rare reprint right now is roughly around $5 if you look at the market. I mean, there's a guy with 26 of them, $4, but with dollar shipping, it's up to you. But it's new seller. But yeah, this is still a phenomenal card. Nobody's really caring about it. The hype is slowly dying down, and of course it is because this card's mostly used in control. Very few mid-range decks use this card, and combo just don't use that at all. But if we see control come up again, like right now we're in a mid-range format, and we might see combo coming through, but I do think that control, because control really doesn't have a stable, good deck that's consistent. I think that's a problem with control overall. But with Trapcheck, if we get like another deck of like Alta Guys, not saying Alta Guys, but like Alta Guys, you know what I'm saying? Trapcheck is a 3-up must-have main deck. This card's absolutely insane. And I do think we'll be getting, I think it's inevitable and silly to say we're not getting another tier 1 control deck. It's gonna happen. And this card is gonna be abusing it unless Konami hits it on the ban list. Hopefully they don't, by the way, Konami. If you're watching this video, skip this part. Then we have Madolches. So I talked about Swap Frog recently and how Swap Frog definitely needs a reprint. Madolches. Like, Madolches is that deck core you want to play, but why would you want to play it? Because it's so much money, and for the money you put in Madolches, you could buy like a real tier 1 deck and still have money left over to pocket. That's Madolches. That's literally Madolches in a nutshell. Madolche Police Soccer Alamo used to be $1. The current market price of this card is roughly around $32. Nearman Unlimited and almost their first edition is roughly around $32 to $33 for Madolche Police Soccer Alamo. I love saying that name. I love this saying these cards. Excellent name. The value Madojis all over the place are relatively high, all over the place. Madoji Magic coming out every 200 duels is a $60 market price. The price point is roughly around $17 to $18, quickly going up to $19. I got rid of my Madojis a while ago when the hype jumped up. I made a video about it. I talked to you guys about it. I said I'm unloading my Madojis. I just don't want to hold deck. This is expensive. It's like holding a grenade and a pin slowly falling out. It's gonna be almost a guaranteed. We're gonna see Madojis get a reprint. It's gonna happen. And when it happens, all this value, your Madoji deck that you have max rarity that you don't play with, that loses a lot of value. Now, personally speaking, I'm waiting for that pin to pop, blow up in a bunch of people's faces. Not mine, of course, because I got rid of mine. But since I love original print max rarity, I'm gonna go in and buy these cards at their original print max rarity. I'm just not silly enough to hold it until it blows up. I totally get what going down the ship. I invented a term for Yu-Gi-Oh! No one ever really said that, but they did it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, going down the ship, I have a lot of deck cores that I'm just like, let's go, boys. Let's go down with the ship. I'm totally fine with that. But Madojis is definitely not one of them. It's so much money for this. It's just tons of cash, and I'm not ready for that. Are you? Speaking of things that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players like but are too expensive, a little while ago I was talking about Trap Trick and how like it's good and how I think that it's even no Madoji. I'm sorry, how Madojis are good, but like they're really good but really expensive for their price point. You could buy a tier 1 deck. Well, Chaos Dragon Levineers kind of fits in that category, and let me explain. Before the Ultimate Rare reprint coming out yesterday in OTS Tournament Pack 12, Chaos Dragon Levineer was hitting a minimum price point of like $32. Current market price has this card at $29. Neiman First Editions are roughly around $29 as well. It's stabilized, but it's still slowly dropping, and it's inevitably going to be going down. But look at Chaos Dragon Levineer, and for my next card as well, Starleech Seafree, which at one point was $45. The market price should be about $36. It's $33. The crazy thing about this deck is, I think this deck, and this could be a real, people might have a problem with this, but I think this deck is banlist proof. And let me explain. Chaos Dragon Levineer just recently got reprinted in OTS 1 Pack 12. The difference between the distance of OTS 1 Pack 12 release date and for the banlist, I do not think this card's gonna get hit. It should, by the way. I agree with anyone, 100% wholeheartedly. This card should easily be banned. It's broken. But if it does not get banned in the January banlist, I think we're good to go, because I don't think Konami's gonna hit Starleech Seafree. Now you go, well, wait a minute, V. The combo relies on Thunder Dragon Colossus. Yes, but one. And if we look at the OCG banners, where they have one Colossus, if we get Colossus to one here, Thunder Dragon, Chaos Dragon, Starleech Seafree, whatever, the Seafree combo deck, I think it's almost balance proof. Even with Dragonet, if it was to get hit, the deck can utilize many different combos, many different engines to get to the same result on the same board. You're on YouTube already, look around. Any version of the Seafree deck uses multiple different engines to get to the same board. Appaloosa with multiple negates, ideally 3. You're gonna pop 2 out of your opponent's hand because you're gonna go Chaos Dragon Levineer and Darkness Diabolos, or Diabolos, whatever his name is. You're gonna go him, then you're gonna go into number 38, so that's gonna make a negate with a Appaloosa, and then you're gonna have a Colossus on board, and then your opponent's just gonna be in a bad spot. They can add cards from the deck, and they proc monster effects, they're gonna have to get wrecked by Appaloosa, and if they activate a spell, well, 38 has something different to say about that. And they can't really attack with it, not that they would, but if they ever had the opportunity to, number 38 would redirect that attack. I think Dragon Combo is going to be a huge deck moving forward, and I think it's banlist proof. Now, the reason why nobody really wanted this, the reason why nobody wanted to go in and go, yeah, I'll play this deck, is because of Orcus. Once again, looking at Madojis, why would you pay for a tier 1 deck that's well, I mean, even Madojis, I don't think it's a tier 1, but why would you pay for a tier 1.5 or tier 2 deck that has the same value, if not more value, than a tier 1 deck? I think the Seafree combo deck is definitely a tier 1 deck. 100% tier 1 deck. I don't think there's no question about it. But what I do think is that nobody really wanted to grab this because you got to buy 3 of these. At one point, they were 45s. Then you got to grab 3 of these. At one point, they were about 30 or 35s. And then you got to buy the rest of your engine. If you don't have the Thunder Dragon engine, it gets really pricey when you got to start picking that engine up. And of course, you could buy Colossus cheap. But if you bought Secret 11 years, Secret started Chief Reach, are you going to be rocking Ultra Colossus? That's like having a Da Vinci painting, but you just have it on your fridge. You don't want to do that. You want the best of the best. You paid for it, obviously. Go to the extra step. Anyway, this is Rarity Hole coming out. But anyway, looking at the Starleech Seafree, looking at Chaos Dragon Levineer, it was so much money. Well, let's look at it right now. With OTS 1 Pack 12 coming out, this value is dropping. We know this. It's going to drop. Right now it's a lot of money. Wait, it's going to go down. Or if you go to your locals and you're playing locals, which you should be doing, you can crack OTS 1 Pack 12 and pull a Chaos Dragon Levineer Ultimate Rare. Well, you sell it or not, it's your business, but if you keep it, you have something really special right there. Because starting C3, the card that everyone's not looking at right now, and to be honest with you, when I was at 45, I still didn't respect this card. But this card is the needed card. It is the crux, the engine. Out of Chaos Impact, starting C3 being a $36 card. It's currently at $33. The value is dropping. I currently own 2 of these. I'm going to be getting a third one soon. And as people continue to disrespect this card, past post-January banlist, they're going to learn to respect it. Now, when I say this will be the best deck of the meta, I don't know. But what I do know is, I'm pretty sure this deck is banlist proof. I'm pretty sure there's not one card you can't hit. Now, some people I've talked to, they said, well, V, you need the prize card in order to play this combo deck. You don't, though. You really don't. You ever play this deck? You ever see this deck in action? The prize card is good. It's definitely an enhancer, makes your life easier. But if you don't pay $800 to $1,000 to get that prize card, you can still create the same board. That's it. That's all I have to, I mean, that's that simple. And one thing, like I said, guys, I think this is a phenomenal deck. People don't really respect this deck at the moment, but I think they're going to once we get a post-ban, once Orcus is gone, once whatever happens to other decks happen. I just think mainly Orcus. I do think this deck has a great chance of being the next tier 1 meta deck. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments down below. It's your boy V, Paisanos, and you, hey, you guys sound great. Oh wait, real quickly, the mic sound good? Little side note, I unplugged this. This is how my computers are weird, man. I unplugged this little plug here, I'm not sure if you can see it off camera. Hold on a second, let me the mic's gonna make a goofy noise, but I unplugged the wire, waited, replugged it, and my computer was like, whoa, what is this, a microphone? And like updated the microphone. I was like, yeah, computer, you should, I mean, I talk out of it, you know, you program it. They're like, well, no, we don't, V, you don't talk. They call me, my computer calls me V. You don't know crap about this, V, this is something new. And I was like, okay. So hopefully my microphone sounds a lot better. Hey, Paisanos, it's your boy V, and you guys all have a great day.